Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to read you a speech called "We Will Bury You" by Nikita Khrushchev. Now, Khrushchev was the leader of the USSR. After Stalin died in 1953, there was a brief power struggle and Khrushchev took control. Khrushchev's regime was characterized by a policy called de-Stalinization, and that means that he moved away from some of the very aggressive and oppressive policies of Stalin. In something called the secret speech, he actually publicly denounced Stalin's policies. So, even though it might have looked like Khrushchev was starting to loosen the iron grip that Stalin had on the USSR, he was still in power for some of the hottest periods of the Cold War, including the Cuban Missile Crisis. Khrushchev first used the phrase "we will bury you" in 1956. He was in Poland, he was talking to Western diplomats, and he told them, "We will bury capitalism." Now obviously, that was a very inflammatory thing to say. So 3 years later, in 1959, Khrushchev visits America, and this speech is from that trip. In this speech, Khrushchev is actually at a dinner function, he's addressing the crowd, and he is trying to explain why he used the phrase, "we will bury you." Interestingly enough, 3 years later, Khrushchev had nuclear missiles in Cuba, 12 minutes away from American soil. I turn to you, Mr. Mayor, my host. You said in your speech that we wanted to bury you. Now you are treating my companions and myself to an excellent meal, and we thank you for that. But I shall speak my mind just the same. Is that the custom in your country? Ladies and gentlemen, some people don't seem to want to get off the hobby horse of the arms race in the Cold War. If they refuse to get off and hang on to the saddle, where will it take them, and what will they get? If such people want the arms race in war, let them have it. Then everybody will clearly see that there can be no question of disarmament. On the contrary, the arms race will only gain in intensity. If you are unwilling to accept disarmament and want to continue the arms race, we will have no choice but to go on making rockets, which in our country are being turned out by the assembly line method. Gentlemen, think well what that may lead to. You know that I have come here with good intentions, but it seems that some of you would like to reduce my presence to a joke. I repeat that it is a question of extremely serious things, the question of life or death, of war or peace for our people. We come here to offer you a hand of friendship. If you don't want it, say so. In that case, we must show a sensible approach to the question under discussion. We mustn't play with words. We hold posts much too powerful. Playing with words could have most deplorable consequences for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, since your mayor doesn't seem to have read what I said in Washington, I should like to make it clear, once more, what I said there. I've already said that the words "we should bury capitalism" should not be taken literally, as is done by ordinary gravediggers who carry a spade and dig graves and bury the dead. What I had in mind was for the outlook of the development of human society. Socialism will inevitably succeed capitalism. According to our doctrine, it will be so, and according to yours, it won't. History will decide who is right and who is wrong. But I say it again, I've almost worn my tongue thin repeating it. You may live under capitalism, and we may live under socialism and build communism. The one whose system proves better will win. But we will not bury you, and nor will you bury us. Carry on to your heart's content, and God be with you.